Hey, at some point in time in your career, you had to break into cybersecurity. You've probably moved on from that point and you're helping to mentor others, but let's talk to somebody who has done a tremendous amount in helping people get onto their cybersecurity career tracks.
Hey, if I'm going to struggle for work, might as well do something I love and enjoy doing. Quit my job, went, got some certifications because even back then, having certifications were one of the first things that recruiters screened for. None
Hmm.
of our paths were unique. None of our paths were straight and narrow. There's multiple ways to get there, and we can use hints, tips, and tricks from everyone and implement them in our approach with our own passions, with our own things that drive us so that we have our own fulfilling career. You don't understand the requirement of the continuous learning, the burnout, the long hours, the on call, the incident response, the being the potentially sole neck to choke should something happen.
And quite honestly, these days, a lot of us are worried about being the chief incident scapegoat officer when we have seen issues like with Tim Brown, whom I am going to be hopefully doing a podcast with him next week. And we'll talk a little bit more about his experiences. I've said this many times over many shows, is that your technical skills do not beget management skills. Management skills do not beget leadership skills. And leadership skills do not beget political skills. And quite honestly, I was politically not competent.
And we need all those different types of characters within an organization for it to be successful. And you might wear more than one of those hats, but as a senior leader in the organization, you need to blend many of those hats together. And you could be technical, but if you don't have the political or emotional intelligence to work at the board level, to work with your other executive leaders in fighting for budget, fighting for headcount, fighting for who owns the risk and the remediation and those sorts of activities, then you'll end up being the one burnt out because it all gets shoved on your plate.
Because there's no way that I can build the infrastructure to go ahead and maximize that value. And I didn't invent it to make money. I invented it because it was a tough problem that needed to be solved.
Do they have the right advisory, internal or external, to make the right decisions? And then are they able to influence the business leaders at the table, at the board, to get the right funding and the right decisions for the risks that they're looking to
Mhm.
tackle at that time? Everything comes to center, and where a good CISO is built, less than where they got their education 30 years ago, what certifications they might have got 20 years ago, or what they're studying today, because you can't study every single thing that's happening.
We're not always going to step when everything is running perfectly. Everybody's highly motivated. You've got the world's best qualifications. Meta's offered them $100 million each, and they all said no because they want to stay and work for you. So
Maybe you can cross match your resources and have shared responsibility between the teams, or have a fusion between the teams so that you can blend those experiences and start like that.
and the person that you have as a wide receiver is an amazing tackler linebacker. And all of a sudden you realize you've got the right people. They're just in the wrong spot. Cybersecurity, for whatever reason, it tends to attract and hopefully retain neurodiverse people. And then we realize that in certain cases in the cybersecurity world, that natural tendency becomes a superpower. Somebody who could focus on 20 different things simultaneously, track them all like an air traffic controller and do extraordinarily well, or turn off the whole world. And what historically people would argue would be a limitation or even a workplace handicap becomes a superpower. And how do you get paid to speak? I said, do it for free for 20 years. It's a long apprenticeship. It's not easy necessarily.
If you do the same thing you've always done, you're going to get the same results you've always done. Stay true to your passion, back to what keeps your emotional battery charged. You don't want to do something that drains you. Think strategically, whether it be your career, your cybersecurity program that you're looking to develop. Find a medium to long timelines.
It's one of the best things that we can do as leaders in the cybersecurity profession.